What it do, snackers, snackettes, snack X's, and all of those in between. It's your boy Gage. I am here with Sin and Jokes and Frosty and Domingo Fresh. You are now tuned in to Lotus Snacks Movie Club. Say what's up, everybody.
What's happening? What's happening?
I like it. Everybody got something different to say the same thing. I love it.
Something like that.
I love it. I love it. So we are here to have a discussion about the Disney animated classic, The Little Mermaid, 1989. Jokes?
Whoa.
I just came into existence. I'm slightly older than it.
Barely. This movie came out in like November of 89. I've actually seen conflicting dates for the United States release, but they're only by like a couple of days. Some say November 11th, some say the 13th, but let's just go with November. That ballpark works pretty well. This film is considered to be the film responsible for reinvigorating Disney's foothold in the animated motion picture landscape. Prior to this movie coming out, Disney was hitting dud after dud after dud. They had joints like The Black Cauldron, which is a joint I like, but it didn't do well. Like it just wasn't. This is Disney's first film to receive an Academy Award since Bedknobs and Broomsticks in like 1971.
Good year.
That old Angela Lansbury, bruh. The Murder She Wrote. You know what I'm saying? Sin, can you do me a favor and just be the one monitoring the chat just in case? Can you be on chat duty for me?
I'm gonna try.
Oh,
Melon doesn't like me with chat for whatever reason.
So I think I guess
Jokes.
I got it already.
You know what I mean? Just back him up. That's all.
Back you up.
Just mind your business. Back him up.
Let's show
Right. So this film took home 2 Oscars. One for Best Original Song and one for Best Original Score. And this is the last Disney animated film to actually feature hand-drawn cells for animation, all the way through, and analog camera work. So following this, everything else that came after this, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, all of those had certain CG and things like that were in it. They began to kind of up the technology run on that. And this gave them a run. Like the next 4 films they had all took home Oscars. So this is considered the film that kind of put Disney back into a place of like prestige as far as that's concerned. There were a lot of folks, other companies that were coming for their heads. Don Bluth and Don Bluth Films and that stuff started hitting with like there's only, I guess at this point, Five Goes West, American Tail, all those kinds of.
All Dogs Go to Heaven, was that one of them?
All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Okay.
Those joints, like they were starting to hit, and other animation studios were really kind of starting to hit their stride and kind of take wind out of Disney's sails, and this kind of reinvigorated them. The Little Mermaid actually is a film that Disney had the rights to. They had the film rights. They had the rights to The Little Mermaid since like 1941, and had originally planned to do a film. Started doing a film, and it got shelved in like 1943 because of World War II. And then they just didn't pick it back up until further down the road. And it was supposed to be much more like the original book version, which is darker and you know, probably belongs more closely related to like vampire movies than what Disney made it realistically. So there's a very interesting history here. And speaking of that history, Sin, do you remember the first time you saw this film?
Vaguely, it definitely was with my mother and probably my brother as well, like in the theater.
You see it in the theater?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. Yeah.
Okay. Jokes. When was the first time you remember seeing this movie? I know you were.
Fresh.
I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't see this until like 3 or 4 probably, and I will tell you that by the time of that, it was VHS. So it was at home watching it. But definitely same thing. It was with my mom. Like I think honestly, I kind of do. I think I started watching the show first.
Okay.
And then my mom was like, "Stop! There's a movie." I'm pretty sure that's how it happened because I know I love the show. Like apparently I drove. I talked to my mom about this. Apparently I drove her crazy because I apparently own like the whole show on VHS somewhere. So when she said that,
there's like 4 seasons of that show.
Yeah, and apparently I own all these.
A lot of VHSs, my man.
Yeah, she said apparently I drove her crazy with this. So if she said that, I'm like, I believe it. Like Power Rangers, like crazy.
Dang.
But definitely,
yeah. She's probably happy you jumped on Power Rangers. Just driving her crazy for Little Mermaid.
Thank goodness I can get some rest.
But every VHS, bro.
But yeah, probably like 3 or 4 for me.
So Little Mermaid was a staple for you, bro. That was like it was like a real.
It was.
You just don't, but you don't really remember
the hair thing.
I remember, I remember. I can't say I remember the phase, but I remember owning the VHSs, and I had a lot of pink covered VHS tapes, so I know it was a thing.
Okay, I dig it. Frosty. You remember the first time you saw this movie?
I don't remember the first time, but I do know that me and my sisters were obsessed with it.
Yeah? What was it? What caused that obsession? Do you know?
So it's like it's a weird, like almost hatred obsession. I don't know. Like we loved the songs. Yeah. Well, we loved it. Like we loved the songs and everything. But King Triton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like my dad.
Yeah, kind of. Actually, yeah, kind of.
So like he reminded us of our dad, and like when he yelled at Ariel, it was like our dad was yelling at us, and so it was like when you watch the movie,
you had a level of transference. You was projecting.
You felt it.
Yeah,
you felt it.
Yeah,
it was real.
Yep. So we loved the aesthetic and the hair flippy in the water. Like, of course, every little girl's doing that in the pool.
Yeah,
and jokes. And
Frosty got red hair.
Yes.
What'd you say, Domingo?
I said you got red hair.
Yeah.
No, unless she said all the little girls and jokes. That's what I was laughing at.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, jokes. Did you have some seashells jokes?
Nah, I ain't had no
seashell necklace.
I ain't had no seashells.
All right. Just checking.
I ain't gonna.
Domingo, you remember the first time you saw this movie?
Actually, no, I don't. It was probably maybe like when it came on TV or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. I don't remember.
No. So when is the first time you remember seeing it? Is it when you watched it for this?
No, I have seen it before, but I tell you this, I did not remember anything from this movie. So I may have probably started watching it and was like, "That's a Little Mermaid. Let me go outside and do whatever,"
Right.
And then now I was like, "Nah," but it was interesting. I do like Ursula though, so yeah, that was pretty good.
I got no beef with that. I have no beef with that. The first time I saw this I did see this in the theater. I think I was in the 6th grade. My uncle came into town. He's from he lived. I don't even know where he lived at the time. But he came in from out of town, took me to see it. And I remember going and seeing it and coming back to school and being like, "Hey, you know what?" Because I think I felt like it wasn't going to be good. Like, mind you, this is, like 6th grade. And so this is also, I saw my first rated R movie in the theater that same year, which was RoboCop. So I feel like I didn't think I was going to like it. And I remember really like, nah, that joint's actually, it was actually kind of good. Like, I really liked it. You know what I mean? And then of course it just kind of again snowballed from there with the rest of the Disney animated films. Did you?
Hey,
who owned this?
Perp in the building.
Perp? Yeah, it's been a minute. Where you been hiding, man? You been busy making content.
Yeah, my man been making content.
I said, did you own the original VHS for this?
Facts, yes.
Frosty, you too?
Wow.
Yep.
Jokes, I know you had it. You had to have it.
It's been purchased multiple times. VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. It got vaulted, unvaulted, got the what did they call the edition? The platinum, whatever it was, just because it had the damn logo on it.
The Disney Vault version. Yeah.
Yeah, bruh. And that vault was no joke, bruh.
No doubt.
It
Yeah.
was
We know that. We know that.
I remember. Are y'all familiar with the controversy around the cover for the Little Mermaid?
Oh yeah, with the hammer, if you will, on it. Yeah.
Is that what you want to call?
Is that what it was?
Hey, look. I don't know how. I don't know if you know how.
You ain't want to say it.
Yeah, that's all.
Nah, with the women's pleasure toy.
Yes.
On the cover of the joint in the background.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Perp.
I don't know if Perp came in the beginning when he heard the whole beginning part. I feel like he came in after that, maybe.
And still knew.
Yeah, maybe so.
He probably heard
everything. He doesn't understand the obsession you had. Yeah, they had to change the castle because it was some phallic activity in King Triton.
Supposedly the priest during the wedding scene also had some bulge.
Yeah, there's some. You know, they say that's like all of the Disney films. Like,
yeah, I'm about to say they do some stuff.
You notice he was packing Frosty.
Domingo lost it.
Yeah,
Frosty saw that scene and was like, oh Lord.
That's the real reason why they remaking the movies, and people forget about the controversy with the cover and all those. I don't know if that's why.
Nah,
I don't think that's why they. I think they're remaking it because they need to do live action. But
live action at this point. So did the cover actually made it out like actual, I guess, versions?
Oh yes, sir.
Yes, I had it.
Yes,
oh God, now I'm at the
original classic covers for sure. Yeah, with the shaky thing.
The shaky thing?
The shaky thing.
Yeah, on the cover. Hey, Jokes, the first time you saw this movie, did you like it?
I enjoyed it. I know, I'm pretty sure, because if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have, well, I started probably with the show, but I probably wouldn't have been obsessed with it as much as I was. So,
yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I thoroughly enjoyed the movie.
When you can't recall whether or not after you saw the movie the show was weak then.
I kind of think it probably was, because the thing is you went from having all the dope singing to just really just being a normal Saturday morning cartoon. It just didn't have the same vibe after watching the movie.
We watched the show too, and there are like specific scenes that I kind of remember. Like if it came up on, like if it was showing right now, I'd be like, oh my God, I remember that.
Yeah, I didn't get in that wasn't Saturday mornings. My Saturday mornings were not for that show.
Yeah, mine neither.
At all. Younger. Yeah. Let's talk about the characters.
Oh.
Let's jump in a little bit. Round table. Let's start with Ariel. How do we feel about Ariel as a character? Jokes, you first.
I liked her character. She kind of seemed like, I guess you could say like a typical teenager in a sort of sense, you know, the falling in love with the guy that really she's never met before, like kind of that love at first sight or whatnot ever for it. So she just seemed like a typical teenager under father's realm. You know, father's like, you're gonna do things my way or whatnot ever. So I like the way that they had their interactions with each other. I thought she was fine. Nothing. Yeah. I really don't have any complaints about Ariel's character.
Sin?
I loved Ariel growing up. I like her inquisitiveness, wanting to just know more about what's out there, you know, with the people and stuff that gather their treasures, if you will, you know what I'm saying, and just want to know more about them. And I thought she became just more likable to me when she lost her voice. I thought she was absolutely adorable.
I was gonna say
in that essence. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed her.
That's an interesting take. We'll discuss that further. Domingo, you seem to agree with that. What are your thoughts on Ariel?
Yeah, I mean, the teenage part of her being rebellious, that's what made it, I guess at the time, kind of like relatable. But yeah, I did find her to be a lot more charming when she lost her voice, because she had to really like listen and act stuff out. So yeah, that was cool.
Frosty, what about you?
When I watched it this time, I was like, man, this girl's such a brat. Like,
a little bit.
You had one thing that you needed to do and you didn't go to it. Like,
I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, the music. Like, yeah, it's a massive concert. They've probably been preparing for months on.
Yeah, like,
and you just happen to forget it.
Hey, dog, you ruined Sebastian's whole life.
Yeah. That man was going to be a world-renowned composer, and you messed it up by not showing up. Like,
shut the whole
My man was into it.
Listen, as someone who's dealt with, like, productions behind the scenes, right? Whether they're plays, musicals, whatever. Hey, Slim, somebody's supposed to check to see if the star's there before the show starts. I'm just saying. There's somebody else at blame here, man.
Yeah, somebody had to load the clam. Like, I get the clam could probably open and close by itself, but I feel like, all right, just wait. Just wait. That opens, go for it.
Yeah, bro, she was off having whatever was important to her. Like, you know what I mean? And this was... Yeah. You know, look, the celebration itself is I guess a Triton celebration, but let's see. Perp says there's a reason why Little Mermaid is just a mini game in Kingdom Hearts and not a full fleshed out world. I don't think anybody really cared about the story. They just like the songs. I mean, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that, Perp. I think I'm gonna disagree with that. I think that the songs certainly help influence the strength of the story, but you know, look, there is, you know, something to be said for, especially like at the end of the 80s, like teenage angst in films was a big deal. You know what I mean? You're coming out of, you know, 16 Candles and Ferris Bueller's Day Off and, you know, The Breakfast Club. Like, things about teenagers are a big deal at this time frame. And so that time of your life, whether you are younger than that and looking forward to be a teenager, or you're older than that and you're reminiscing about being a teenager, or you're a teenager and it's hitting home for you, like, you just, even if it's just like, oh, I know somebody just like that, you know what I mean, or whatever, like that era, that teenage angst, and whatever the story is that follows that character, I think, when done well, always hits.
Like Frosty said, being like seeing her dad in Triton's role, just having them all be like, like, no, it's making me mad.
Hey, so Frosty, so one of the things about Triton, because he's next on my list, right? One of the things about Triton that stood out to me is that every time he scolded her, he felt terrible.
Yeah.
Like behind the scenes, right? So for you all, like, as kids watching and being like, he looks like my dad, and when he yells at them, it's like when my dad yells at us. Did you ever think, oh, dad probably feels terrible after he does that? Or you just like, nah, not my dad. Like, no. What up, Zay?
What's up?
Hey, Zay. Like, no, this movie just triggered
no, that's
me
not
right
it,
now.
huh?
No, if he was pissed, he was pissed.
Got it. Yeah, Triton is You know, I'm not totally sure how I feel about King Triton. However, there are some I haven't watched this movie in, I don't know, probably better than a decade. And the thoughts that I have about King Triton, I think, are very different than where I placed him any other time I've watched this. Because I don't think it ever really dawned on me, or I ever really paid attention to the idea that King Triton is like a single father.
Yeah.
Like there's no mother to speak of at all here. And so he's got like these 5 or 6 teenage girls.
I think he has like 8.
Well,
he has a lot. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, extra illegitimate choice too, somewhere along the line. But I'm just saying, like, you know, there's an emphasis that I think they put specifically on the relationship between father and daughter in this movie, because mom never shows up at all. I don't think there's a mother in the show. I don't like, they never touch that specific space. And so it's a very interesting kind of a play as far as like who he is, how powerful he is, what he wants for her. She seems to stand out a little bit more to him than the other daughters. She's the baby. She's the youngest, you know.
Rambunctious.
Yeah, but she got that voice, and she's gonna be a star. You know what I mean, or something. Like there's, you know.
Stop it, Perp.
Oh no!
Nobody has more kids than Nick.
Nick Cannon has an army of Cell Juniors. There's nothing.
Yeah, it does stand out though that, you know, Ariel was made specifically to look different from her sisters, to stand out from her sisters. I know that for a long time it's been made a big deal of the fact that like Ariel has red hair and so forth. Yeah, I know the only reason why they gave Ariel red hair was so that she would stand out from Daryl Hannah in Splash, which is the only other thing that people cared about as far as Mermaid. So Splash came out in like 83, was a big deal, breakout joint for Daryl Hannah, Tom Hanks. And so as soon as you say Mermaid, the first thing people are thinking of at that time frame is Splash, and they're thinking of Daryl Hannah. So they specifically gave her red hair so that she would stand out as something separate. She's modeled after Alyssa Milano.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's modeled. She, and like not just her look, but also her personality.
Who's the bosses out around that time?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. For sure. And so it's again, it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, it's Kidlet.
What up, Kidlet? There's again, her being modeled after Alyssa Milano, who is in a very popular show, Who's the Boss, at this time frame, and her father's a single father. Right? So he's coming into a mixed home, but her father's a single father. So it just kind of made me wonder. I think I just look at Triton a little bit different. Sin, would you say that King Triton is a good father?
Would I say he's a good father? I'm gonna say he's solid. I didn't see any other issues with. They didn't highlight any other issues with his other daughters. The biggest thing was Ariel was, hey, look, don't go to the service. That's all I ask. Like, stay away from them. Stay down here. Be cool. She's being rambunctious. You didn't catch any of the other girls doing that. So I think he was solid.
Could be 7 or 8 mama. Could be.
Triton was out here fertilizing.
King trifling. Rumors that Hook killed Ariel's mom. Hey, listen, it's possible, Ellis. Hey, here you go out here.
When you think of the anatomy of fish and how they give birth, I mean,
yeah, I'm not.
That's a powerful.
But they're half fish, half people, so we don't know what they had to be. They technically have. They didn't
that's a powerful seed to get pregnant underwater.
Is it possible that her mother was human? Is it possible that King Triton is warning her about
humans because of
the land, because he knows, like, because of
been there, done that.
Could it be that all of the mer people are King Triton?
Triton's being
King Triton just been.
Hey, he get around.
Hey,
I want my own kingdom. I have to populate my own kingdom to have.
Hey, look, I've been there. Y'all can't mess with these humans. It's a whole different thing. We got to stay out of that business.
What do you? I mean, again, look, he's so. I mean, look, he does use things like fishing and fishermen and stuff like that as reasons for not wanting her to go, to the surface. Mm-hmm. But it certainly seems like there's more to it than that, right? It certainly seems like there's more to it.
Hey, let me ask you a question real quick. Oh, my bad. When Ariel first got her legs, was she naked when she got up?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely naked.
Well, she had a shell bra on still, but yeah, no bottoms. No bottoms.
Very, very Daryl Hannah in Splash.
Very,
very I never saw
that. It's not bad, but I don't know that it's worth going back and seeing, Frosty. It's a super 1983 movie, like
Cliff Notes.
It's not bad. It's just
it's 1993. 83, my bad.
83.
That's 13.
And let's talk about Sebastian.
Oh yeah.
Jokes. Is Sebastian your favorite character?
I love Sebastian. Like
called it.
No. Like I get like he wants to be like the man, like, but when he comes to King Triton, it's just like, well, I kind of did this, but I know that you want me to be like this, like, like he wanted to play. He kind of wanted to play both.
Into a whole babysitter. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he straight up. He straight up did though. Like Sebastian wanted to do right by Ariel, but it was like, but your pappy, like nah, we can't have none of this going on right now.
I mean, what is Sebastian's actual job? Royal composer? What is Sebastian's job?
I think he has multiple jobs. I think he's the royal advisor.
Man,
the small royal. You're talking about Splash Little Mermaid before your time, Marcus. What are you talking
about? I think his biggest job is being the royal advisor. And that's just who Triton trusts a lot to handle situations. Like, I want to do this big concert. No problem. I got it. I'll put it all together. Yada, yada, yada. Like, I'm the music guy.
He's the conductor, though. He's not just like...
He's a composer.
Hey, look, he has a lot. He has a lot of, hats in his bag. He does a lot. And Triton obviously leans on him for that, to be an advisor, to put on the big show, to babysit Ariel. Like, he trusts him to be able to take care of all that.
I don't know when he really advised him until, like, the end, when he kind of was like, I always say that a parent should let their child do it.
Yeah, and even then Triton was like, really?
You always say that?
Really? Yeah. that ain't what you was talking about 40 minutes ago into this movie.
The big lean in.
Sebastian was originally
he leaned in.
He was supposed to have an English accent instead of having like a Caribbean accent. He was originally supposed to have an English accent.
King Triton?
Nah,
no, Sebastian.
It wouldn't have slapped as well.
I don't know.
It wouldn't have slapped as well.
Under the Sea would not have worked.
Kiss the girl? Come on now.
Not even.
Body that joint.
What? 100 times over.
Set the mood.
I want to talk about probably my least favorite character in this entire. I want to talk about
Flounder.
Hey, come on, man.
Not my little man.
Hey, listen,
Flounder.
Come on.
And listen, it's not hate. It's just that, like, for some reason in my mind, I felt like Flounder played a much larger role in terms of being like Ariel's best friend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But no, a Slim just got dragged around. Like, he wasn't even really like. She don't listen to Slim.
He came through in the clutch though.
It don't matter. Hey, just watch out! Don't get eaten by this shark. So I'm going to do what I want to do. Like, he's really just tagging along. He's like a terrible little brother. Hey, listen. Hey, throw some facts on.
That's exactly
Marcus, that's just too much.
Does it feel like hate, Zay?
Yeah.
Real Flounder isn't bad.
No.
Oh, come
that's terrible. I don't.
Where's
Flounder isn't actually a bad fish. Like,
not at all. All right, so look, Frosty, where what are your thoughts on Flounder? Let me let you.
So I think you're you're right in that like he's kind of not there, but a lot of the movie takes place on land, so he can only be there so much. But when he's there, like he is a friend to her. Like he's there for her. He's rooting for her. Like he's the one that busts his little butt to get her over to the boat with that evil Vanessa wannabe Ariel biatch.
Yeah, but that's because somebody told him to do it.
You know I don't even know how he managed that.
Sebastian was like,
he got there.
Get her over to that boat right now. And he was terrible. Like, he couldn't do nothing. And I don't like.
He still got her there, though.
Nah, he didn't, dog. Like, nah. Hey, listen, am I tripping? Or did, like, Hopper, the seagull, have more lines than Flounder?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like, Flounder's there. But, like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like Slim had a much bigger role. Like, when I think about the movie, and I think about Flounder, I mean, look, Flounder is certainly not as high up on the list as Sebastian. Mm-hmm. Right? Am I okay?
No.
I don't even know if he really up there on the list with Triton. I think Triton has more dialogue than Flounder does. Flounder's there, but like, let me keep it a buck. Oh, y'all getting ready to be mad at me. If Flounder wasn't in this movie, is the movie any worse? Could they have gotten any random fish that look in the background of this joint with the fish just spitting water up, singing "Kiss the Girl"? Could they have gotten any random fish?
Nothing that looks like those.
Tried to get her to
know. No, you can't use one of these little weird
little guppies.
Because other than Flounder taking Ariel or partially getting her to the boat, like there's nothing really major he did. Like anytime Ariel was talking to like her father or anyone, Flounder was just cowarding back and either left.
He wasn't no part of Triton.
Yeah, nah,
hey, he almost died. He almost got eaten by a shark. He got
at least said something. Even though Triton was getting ready to strangle him,
but he works for Triton.
Yeah, Sebastian is an adult, so like, don't get it twisted.
Like
Flounder's like 6. I'm not trying to like say they needed Flounder. He was more of a friend than her sisters. They couldn't have cared less. Hey, listen,
there you go.
I don't. You know what? I don't know.
But here's the thing, like you meant, like
I don't know if that's true.
Remember, like going into this, remembering the cast. As much as I love this movie and watched it over and over when I was little, I remembered Flounder. I forgot about Scuttle until he popped on the screen.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's right, the little dumbass bird. Okay, yeah, I forgot about him.
Facts. Hey, listen, facts, but like, come on, bro. Dingle hoppers and thingamajigs. Come on, my man put it on.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, she had more lines. Yes,
she's combing her hair off the strength of his lines throughout the entire joint. He's a thread, bruh. He's the one that comes back. Oh no, it's really the sea witch that's on the boat with Eric. You got to do something. That's the only reason why Flounder even jumps into action.
But in the same way, like Mario kind of said, like he on land, Scuttle can more be there for her. You know what I'm saying? Flounder can't because he's tied to the water.
Scuttle was absolutely comic relief. I'm not saying listen. I'm just saying that, like, I think somehow over the years I played up Flounder's role to a much bigger role. Mm-hmm. This dude doesn't give advice. Justice for Scuttle.
Flounder was just cute. That's what it was. Flounder was just cute.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, he had a cute little voice. Yeah. He was bright and yellow in the water. Look, Scuttle don't play no instruments. He don't sing no songs.
Oh, he trash at singing.
That's what I'm saying. Scuttle's just
there. Someone needs to put that animal out of its misery.
I'm just saying, Flounder, I don't know if I don't. Let me leave y'all alone. Let me let y'all have Flounder real quick.
Wow.
Let's talk about, before we get to Eric, let's talk about Ursula.
Yeah.
Is Ursula one of the greatest villains of all time?
Really?
Hey, yo, hey, listen, when they,
I
if y'all pause it, remember when she got changed back though? When she got changed back and the necklace fell off, them jokes was like
there was actually there was some physics. There was some physics.
They really played it up. Like the animators really put extra.
Yeah, yo.
There were physics in there.
They did.
Yeah, you can watch this film and look at the animation in this film and straight up see like Don Bluth's secretive Nim animation in this joint. Like it is that same kind of, again, like Black Cauldron and this movie are like kind of like right behind each other, and you can certainly see those influences. And straight up, like they kind of overdid it. Flounder is the classic animal best friend from all Disney movies. Have now in the category, doesn't rank up there, but he's part of the formula. Listen. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, whatever. Like
that was a real detailed answer though, yo.
I'm not trying to take. What's the name of the shoot, I don't even know what kind of animal it is. And Pocahontas, what was her little sidekick?
The raccoon.
The raccoon. What's his name?
Exactly.
I remember the hummingbird.
I'm just saying, like
I remember I never watched Pocahontas. Once I figured out they weren't talking in the movie, I was like, I want to see this.
Hey, no, listen. Can I just let me lay something just because I need to try to put this to rest. Like I know I said I was gonna go away from, but let me just say, Flounder is fluke, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Slim doesn't even have a name. They just named him Fish. They just put the name of a and call him that. Sebastian is not called Crab.
He's Sebastian.
Stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying?
No, they was probably sitting at a table discussing what should we name this fish? And they finally just said, you know what? Flounder. We can't come up with a name. Just call him what he is.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm just saying a hashtag justice for Flounder.
It is. Hey, go for it. I'm just saying, like.
Hey, I'm with you.
He could have just called him South. He could have been South.
Nico. I was on the right track. Thank you, Zaina.
It doesn't count. You looked it up. You didn't. What's the cricket's name in Mulan?
There's a cricket in Mulan?
Cricky.
I was about to say this.
The lucky cricket.
I was like, it ain't Jiminy.
I was thinking the same shit.
It's not Jiminy.
Wait, that's the wrong movie. I'm like, that's the wrong movie.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that. Then Domingo said,
you almost said it. Did you almost say it?
I was like, it wasn't Jiminy.
He's purple.
Hey,
it's a purple cricket, Mulan.
I know where I was going with that cricket joke. I had to stay out of it.
Hey, listen.
Only Domingo.
Now I gotta go watch Mulan. I don't know what purple cricket.
Crikey. It's
Cricky.
Nah,
His name is
it's Australian. It's Crikey. That's terrible. It's not like hey, good luck with that. I'm about to go on a riggedy rant. If you post Save Flounder, if you say Justice for Flounder, and you post that right now on Twitter or any social with no picture, nobody will know what you mean. They're literally going to think something's wrong with the fish. They're going to be like, oh, Arthur Treacher's in trouble. What do? We got to save the fish. Don't do this.
Hey, Marcus, make sure you clip this, Marcus.
Where you put that restaurant out from, yo?
Oh God.
Hold on. Arthur Treacher's is a bop. Ain't that right, Sin? You about to get some Arthur Treacher for
Sin has to go back.
Goddamn hell around.
Hey, yeah, y'all trying to kill me right now. Hold on. Y'all some asses.
Oh man, yep, my stomach hurts. All right, so
good Lord.
Ursula.
Tears. Oh my God.
All right, look. Jokes. Is Ursula one of the greatest villains of all time?
No, she is one of the greatest.
I'm not talking Disney. I'm saying period. Is Ursula one of the greatest villains of all time?
She gets it. She gets it hands down. You see that ironclad contract? You see that, Joan? The man tried to shoot that Joan and it wouldn't even
lit up in the dark.
When it happened. Hey, dog, let me tell you about getting Ursula to put her contracts in bulletproof vests, bro. We about to win out here, bro. Them joints are unstoppable, dog.
Ain't nothing breaking this contract.
So Sin.
Yeah.
What did Ursula want?
What up, man?
She wanted the crown. She wanted the Triton.
She wanted the crown of Triton.
Yeah, she wanted the crown and the Triton and everything. She just played the long game with it. I could use his daughter.
Rule the seas.
Yep, I can use his daughter. Right. You know what I'm saying? Manipulate her to get what I need. You know, vice versa through him. Yeah.
Got it.
I would have liked. I want to see an Ursula origin story.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. What do you think her original beef with Triton was? You know what I'm saying? Like
a love tryst gone wrong.
I think she was. I think she was like.
Did she kill their mother?
Or she mad she could have been the mother.
Nah,
because she was banging. She was banging when she put the black hair on. She was banging.
Maybe a little bit. She was there.
Somebody Triton probably say, you know what?
Did listen Milano with the
mother. My man.
Ursula did nothing wrong. The contract was legitimately my man.
Ariel signed it.
Like she signed her voice away. So
straight up sang that thing right into the contract and the conch shell, bro. Yeah. And listen, and she told her up front, this is what it's gonna be.
Hey, she gave her all the deets.
Not only did she do it, she sang it to her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sang it to her. Y'all know Ursula's role was originally envisioned for B. Arthur from Golden Girls.
Really?
Arthur from Golden Girls.
I can see that.
I can see that too. That would have been. I think that would have been. But she was busy with Golden Girls, so she couldn't do it.
80s was something.
Yeah, it was popping back then, bro.
Everything.
Frosty.
Mm-hmm.
How many tentacles does Ursula have?
6, 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's 6.
Octopus.
6.
That's why I was like, I think this is a trick question because she's not like a full-blown octopus.
Yeah, she did manipulate a child. Let's also talk about the fact that Ariel is only 16 and somehow signed a legally binding contract, but we'll get into that later because this entire movie is about a 16-year-old girl getting married to a man.
Yep.
in like 3 days.
We're definitely going there.
Hey.
3 days a week.
Oh my god.
Even though we knew he was a man, they made sure to stay away from saying his age on screen.
We don't know how old Eric was, but we never saw his parents either. But we know he's not the king. He's the prince. So there's some parents out there somewhere. Yeah, so there's a little back and forth and has been for decades about whether or not Ursula is actually an octopus or if she's a squid. Because she only has 6 tentacles.
She did ink at the end, so I don't know what would that mean. Because squids
ink is what's called like a caecilium. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but like a half human, half octopus is what it's supposed to be. And the pushback is that her actual arms are her other 2 arms.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I don't like it.
I don't know why I never thought about that.
And look at the face she said, I don't like it.
Tentacles do like
that's what they do.
Yeah.
Do that again. Do that again.
One more time because the inflatable Iron thing was incredible. We about to sell everything on here.
I don't know.
Yo, Marcus, what time is it? What's the timestamp?
Just clip it, dude. I need you to clip that. And I need you to send me that.
God damn, yo.
Yeah, clip me that joke because I was going up tonight.
Oh,
that might be it, yo.
That might be real.
The extra 300 right there,
that's
baby.
It right there.
That's it.
Oh
man. Thank you for that, Frosty.
Yep. Let's talk about Eric real quick. Mm-hmm. Prince Eric, dashing young man. Mm-hmm. Seems to have his things together. Mm-hmm. I think he's running the ship. He's not the captain of the ship, but he's a prince on the ship, and certainly he's leading some songs on the ship. You know what I mean? And she's infatuated, and I don't have issues with that specifically. Here's what I'll tell you I like about Eric. A lot of the princes, not all of them, but a lot of the princes I feel like are a little like they live that royalty role and kind of tend to be a little more full of himself. And this is a prince who like is presented for his birthday, which again, they don't say what birthday it is. Maybe it's his 18th, maybe.
Hopefully.
Is presented with a statue of himself standing with fist on hip and sword in the air. This man has probably never fought ever. And he doesn't like it. He acts like he likes it, so as not to hurt his man's feelings, but he doesn't like it. And that immediately made me like Eric. If I was Triton and my daughter did like somebody I didn't want her to like, a quality like that might be like, all right, you get a shot. You get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This is it. So he seems, in the very little bit of time we really get, as far as that's concerned, outside of him being obsessed, but knowing like, no, there's this girl who saved me on the beach and she was singing and I know she's real. Being a little obsessed with that. He seems like a stand-up guy. Thoughts? Frosty, do you like Eric? You can throw him away.
He's fine. Like he's like a more down to earth prince kind of thing. Like he isn't that like snooty kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like he obviously wouldn't be the prince that I go for. Like he's a little too pretty.
Okay. He's not quite gritty enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Not enough rock and roll, a little too much recorder on the rooftop. Like my man learned to play the recorder. That's not a flute. That was a recorder. I can tell by the sound. We all played them joints in school.
Yep.
You know what they
had to go through that.
Sin, you like Eric?
He was cool. Like he wasn't like my favorite, but I didn't like have any hate for him, I would say, whatsoever.
Yeah.
In this or whatever. My favorite probably Eric moments might have been like him fantasizing about it, like not around everybody else, just him and the dog walking across the coastline, playing his recorder, like just vibing out together with his pooch or whatever. Like, all right, he's not, like you said, all hoity-toity or anything like that. Just chill dude, just trying to find the person that he lost or whatever. Just
it's a Cinderella story, right? Except it's not a shoe, it's a voice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm not. It's a Cinderella story. Jokes. Flotsam and Jetsam. Ursula's eels.
Flotsam, Jetsam.
How much do you hate them?
Oh, they're just like they're the hyenas out of the Lion.
That's a good comparison.
But maybe not quite as funny, probably. But I felt like they did what they needed to do, but like they're another ones that if you took them necessarily away, I wouldn't necessarily miss them. I guess Ursula would have had some form of a pet, because like even though she was telling them to do stuff, they essentially were just her pets than anything else.
Her poopsies.
Her poopsies.
Yeah. Terrible. Hey, listen, when them joints died, they showed their pieces, bruh.
Oh, eyeball.
They went hard in this joint, bruh.
They got zapped, and it was like they just disintegrated. I was like, oh, I didn't remember that because when they disappeared, I was just like, oh, they just disintegrated. But then when they just started trickling down into our hands, I was like,
fish food, bruh.
I was straight, just
fish food, straight up.
Other than that, yeah.
Hey, look, let's. I don't really think it's necessary to talk about the setting. It's like two places. Under the water and on the
water.
Under the sea
and on land.
Correct. You're right. Under the sea. Though he does specifically say under the water.
All right. But he also says it.
Sam, what's your favorite song in this movie?
I really, really do love A Part of This World, but it's always Kiss the Girl for me. That's just
that's
Sebastian he set the vibe. and the surroundings, he set the mood. It was on point. Flamingos hitting them high notes and everything. Look, Scuttle can get out of there. He can get out of there, but everybody else bodied that scene.
Wow.
Jokes, what's your favorite song from this movie? Uh-oh.
There he goes.
Thank you.
He's thinking.
We'll
let him think.
Oh, that
no.
was me?
What
happened? I can still hear you, but I don't see you.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I can hear you now, but I lost Domingo.
But
you have my name now.
I was gonna say you're in Domingo's square.
I can see Domingo. This is I don't know.
Okay.
Now you broke it.
Ursula's casting some.
Let me see something.
Oh,
that ain't. I'm trying to. Okay.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
I'm in the Matrix.
Hold on. Let me take me back.
Okay.
Yeah, I see Domingo now in a window.
Yeah, but now he's like.
Window.
Yeah, he's like. It's like Frosty's hands with Domingo's face.
Yeah. do the octopus arms again.
Hey yo, I don't know what it is, but my joint just says it will only add my audio to the stream. I don't know what.
And that joint kicked you out. I guess as long as we can hear you, I don't know what's going on. Frosty, what's your favorite song?
Just know I'm over here flailing my arms like Frosty. You just can't
can
see
see you.
We can see you now.
Yeah, we
can
can
see
see you. Yeah, we can't see Domingo.
Yeah, we can hear Domingo.
Like I can see him in the side window, but I can't see him.
That's super weird. I can't see myself, but I can see Domingo. I can hear
Domingo. Say something.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Let me try this. Maybe if I switch the spots where I'm at and with Domingo.
All right, go ahead, try to break it, bro. Like you know what I mean?
It's weird.
Fine.
Hey, but here's what's funny. If I grab Domingo's image and move it, I can see me.
Don't ever pause after that, though.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, hey, bro,
you gonna grab Domingo?
Grab Domingo.
I'm not a fan of how.
Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do off the live. Okay.
Right.
There we go.
What's your favorite song from this movie?
It is a toss-up between Part of Your World and Kiss the Girl, because like they both get stuck in my head like frequently.
Jokes. What's your favorite song from this movie?
I'm in the same page. Like Kiss the Girl. Like I'm sorry. When my man is saying what the hell?
Dang. Now he just messed
I don't know. He gone. But when
the whole thing up. Hold on.
Just gone.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Whoa. Okay, now.
I know he broke it.
I'm back.
Oh, goodness. What? Nah, but you stole. Nah, I don't know. See, why you had to mess with it, bruh?
I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing.
Unfortunate soul.
Now I'm trying to get. What did you do?
I didn't do nothing.
Don't say you didn't do nothing. You did something. You just said you did. How you gonna say
I did something beforehand and I left it alone?
Not okay, Frosty. I was trying to talk. What is going on? All right, hold on. Let me try one more thing. Let's see if I can get.
I guess you want to get one or the other.
What is going on? It's like magic spider tiles, bruh. All right, you know what? We're leaving it like that.
I don't even know what that is.
It is what it is.
Whatever.
Please continue. Jokes, tell me.
But what? Kiss. It's probably gonna be Kiss the Girl. Just surely off the fact, like my man is singing the whole entire time, and Eric is just acting like he just hears this very small little voice in it, and like this dude is not right here next to your ear, like singing. But the song is fire. Set the mood, set the tone for everything to be right. But I still feel like my man Eric should have saw him and been like, "Why the hell is this crab like over here like Ariel, singing this tune and setting the mood right now?"
Ariel.
I know, right? Your favorite song from this joint?
It was to be a part of this world. I did like the not to totally side with Sin, but you know, it was the way they had everything organized and the little fish was coming up doing their thing. So that was a better harmony. And then, of course, the boat falls and they don't get to do it. So that was pretty.
Right. Floats them and jets them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, dog. Listen, while I don't hate any of y'all answers, how y'all gonna try to act like Under the Sea ain't a bop, though?
Hey, listen.
Everybody says that.
I love the entire score and soundtrack. It's just,
yes.
Those are just
when you say just a song,
Unfortunate Soul is a joint too, but
that is.
Yeah.
But listen, Under the Sea just hits more just the music with all the for me, like the colors and everything that happens while he's singing, like all the fish in the different colors, everything just pops about that whole entire scene.
All right, look. A Part of Your World and Kiss the Girl are, I'd say, more important songs to the overall movie.
Because it's fire.
Man, that joint crank. It's like crank. That joint does crank. It does, bro. Like the mood. But a Poor Unfortunate Soul is a banger. So is Part of Your World. Now here's the thing. Part of Your World is again, this movie did a lot of things as far as setting up the tropes for all of the films that follow it, right? And A Part of Your World is literally a song that is a part of the blueprint of having all Disney animated films have a song towards the beginning of the movie where the main character sings a song about what their wants and desires are. It is I Just Can't Wait to Be King is that song in Lion King. You know what I mean? Like they do that. That is a consistent thing. And so it started with A Part of Your World.
And it kept playing, and it plays throughout the entire movie. Like suddenly in the background and stuff like that. Like,
Sure.
It comes back.
Well, let me tell you something. Under the Sea, bruh.
Cop play the hop.
See? Under the Sea, bruh.
Down there is hot.
Doesn't even need to be there. And it crushes you. Now that I will say, Part of Your World mainly because of how it showcases the voice, which is super important because that's one of the things that they talk about. Like, I'm still in a place where like I wanted to see what the solo was supposed to be for her at the very beginning of the movie when they open the film and she's supposed to be in that clamshell. We'll never get to see, hear her sing that song. And Sebastian, like, man, that was my greatest creation of all time. You ruined me, Slim.
Yeah.
They should have brought that joint back.
I'm like, hold up, dog. You did Under the Sea off the dome. And,
that was off the top.
Kiss the Girls off the dome. And this is joint you wrote for the biggest joint of the
I got this. I do this. I do this for a living.
He freestyled that and orchestrated it to a perfection. Both of them joints.
Come on, man. Darling is better. Down where is water? Hey, dog, listen. Y'all make that wrong. That's right. However you want to, but that joint cooking. Hey, look, it's getting late and we really running, but here's what I want to do. I want to talk about the end of this movie. Specifically because I don't like it. I don't think I cared before. Like it just, it was just kind of like, look, watching it growing up or whatever, you say you watch it, it's like you really want to see Ursula get hers. You have those tense moments towards the end where it's like, we right there, the sun's about to go down, he's about to kiss her, you just ever so slightly too late, right? Now we're going under the water, you're gonna turn into one of them little ugly green sea creature, seaweed people things or whatever. Triton comes to show up and it's like, you can't do nothing. This thing is locked in, shorty. She belongs to me and you can't do nothing.
Ironclad.
Unless you want to give me the entire ocean. Let me have your kingdom. Now, let me tell you something. I know that Ursula is, in fact, a sea witch. She's got magic and powers, but let me tell you that her ability to grow, she looked like one of the Eternals out there, joining a Celestial out there joining in the sea, bruh.
Yeah.
She grew to the size of half the planet and got whooped.
Got stabbed.
Stabbed.
By a boat.
Prince Eric said, "I ain't playing with you."
And then Eric was on the beach. Now I don't know how that works out. She put Ariel on the ground in the bottom of a
whirlpool.
Sure. and wasn't paying attention and got shanked through. And it sounds pretty nasty. Like when you watch it, like it sounds like
it's
she got ran through.
Brutal.
It sounds real bad. And then it makes me think like she died and then all them people came back. And so all they really had to do was kill her a long time ago.
Wow.
Listen, it's Disney.
No one would have known, I guess.
And just like look, I'm just saying, like it felt like the ending of this movie feels rushed to me. And I feel like part of it is because it doesn't follow what the actual story in the book is. What happened to the cruise ship full of people at the way? Again,
they drowned.
They all should be dead. Everybody should be dead. Eric was on the boat when the joint stabbed Ursula. She was in the middle of the sea, next to a whirlpool, and then he was on the beach. I feel like they rushed it, and I think. I do know that in the production of this, like they were under pressure, they were under time constraints, trying to get the film finished. I feel like they rushed the end of this film, and I don't feel like they really had a well thought out plan for how they were going to defeat the Sea Witch.
See what you did there,
and yeah, exactly, and move on beyond that. It does feel like they put a decent amount of effort into those last moments where Triton is, watching Ariel on the rock again, swooning over Eric and being super sad, and then deciding that he is going to give away his youngest child to this man he doesn't know.
It made me cry.
I'm not saying it's not sad. It's sad because he's like, I'm not gonna see her again. I mean, I think deep down inside, right, as like he knows that if he forces her to come back down to the ocean, all she's gonna do is keep going to the surface, right? Like I think he's learned like he can't control her, he can't keep her from doing that. She's probably gonna come to the surface all the time to visit her footed individual. You know what I'm saying? So what you do, right? Sebastian's like, she'd be miserable, right? She's just gonna be miserable, right? And he don't want her to be miserable. I get it. That part of it, I feel like I'm okay with, other than like she's 16 and they just married her off. Like, oh yeah, okay, it's like it's cool. I think there's a little something there. I definitely wonder if they're gonna make note of her age or any of those things in the live action film
to kind of push,
and whether or not she'll end up getting married in the live action film. I think those are some things that they probably regret about what this film is and how it works now, because it's not. It ain't PC anymore. Like, you can't really.
They'll probably just make her of age. They'll just make her 18
probably up her up.
and just up the sister's ages a little bit.
Yeah, or they'll make her like she has like she's been living for a long time kind of thing. Like she's
like she could be like
116. 116.
Right, she's 116. Yeah, I mean, listen, they could do whatever. Like 16 in mermaid years is different from human years or something like that. Like, who knows? I don't know, man. Like, there's something about the way that whole last run with Ursula just kind of gets like, I don't know. I feel like I have an issue with the kaiju version of Ursula.
It scared me as a kid. I remember being terrified of that scene.
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense. Jokes, were you scared?
I don't even remember.
Then yeah. Yeah, you scared. You had nightmares.
Nightmare.
I highly doubt it.
Well, can't nobody see your face.
Tell if you lying.
Yeah. All right, look, let's run it down. Let's go around the table and let's get some scores for this movie. Sin, I know this is your favorite Disney animated film of all time.
Yes.
So your score is gonna have this. It's gonna set it off. It's gonna set the precedent because all other Disney films are judged by the score you give this one. What do you rank this film?
I give it an A.
Okay.
I love this movie. I haven't seen it in just like you haven't seen it in decades. I sat and watched it when I woke up this morning, while I was at work. And next thing I know, I was singing all the songs and quoting lines and all that kind of stuff again at work. So yeah, I love it. I give it an
A. All right. Frosty.
It's an A for me.
Okay. Domingo.
I give it a B plus.
All right.
A B plus.
Close. All right. Hey, look, I think this movie is an A. I think it's A. I think that there are some A plus Disney animated films out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely think there are ones that are better, but it was up there. One of his mama's babies need to get married. I mean, somebody got to get married. Jokes. What grade do you get this movie?
This is an A from me as well.
Is it better than the series?
It's definitely better than the series.
What grade do you give the Little Mermaid, the series?
B minus, probably.
B minus.
It's okay, but it doesn't. When you go from the movie and you try to make a show out of something, and you try to, I don't even remember where it falls in the timeline. Part of me feels like they tried to take it before the movie.
It is because she's a mermaid.
Yeah, because they don't talk about Eric. I don't remember.
It's very educational.
Is Eric not in the show at all?
No, he's not in the show.
No, it's like the adventures with her adventures with Flounder. Yeah. That's like you see a lot more of Flounder in the show,
and maybe that's why I felt like Flounder was a bigger deal in this movie.
That's why I was thinking.
Over the course of time, I think they played Flounder up. Slim's fluke in the movie. Listen, it is what it is, man. You got to tell it like it is. You know what I mean? I really, really like this movie. I love this movie, as a matter of fact. And I would credit this movie with really, for me personally, putting again like it did for them actually, like for putting Disney movies back on the map, for making Disney movies like must go to the theater to see them as soon as they announce them. Must get this movie as soon as it comes out before they lock it away in the Disney vault. Like this movie, for me, set all that off. Like it just did. Yeah. Okay. So last thing, having watched this, knowing that there's a live action remake coming, what are our expectations for the live action remake? How do we think it's going to sit for us personally? Having basically all of us giving it an A or a B plus.
I find it personally difficult to answer that question without seeing a real trailer, because I don't know, what Sebastian's status or what Ursula's gonna look like. Like it just showed her singing a part of this world. That sounded absolutely amazing in the teaser. Like sounded great, but like going back and watching it again and seeing all these memorable scenes and moments and stuff like that, like I need to see a real trailer to really grasp that. I'm hoping, because I love this movie so much, but I just need to see just a real trailer just to be able to wrap my head around what they're doing with it. So I'm hopeful because I love the movie. So that's just where I'm at right now, personally.
Okay. Anybody else have thoughts?
I got high hopes for the live action. Like, I mean, with the exception of Lion King, like I feel like the other, like Aladdin has been solid, Beauty and the Beast has been solid. I think it has high potential. I'm kind of in the same place with Sin. Like, I want to see a little bit of how some other pieces are gonna fall into place, but I do have high hopes for this one though.
I think you might be stretching things a little bit with these live action joints. Beauty and the Beast was clean. Jungle Book was clean.
It's been a while since I've actually seen the live action Jungle Book.
Lion King was weak.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh no.
And just a note, I haven't seen any of the live action interpretations. Like, this would be the first if I decide to.
And Mulan was.
Oh no, that's right. I lied.
I forgot about Mulan.
Yeah, I did see Mulan. I did see the live action.
No, bro. Like, the track record for the live action joints isn't quite.
It's 50-50. I think we say it's 50-50.
It's a bumpy road.
It's 50-50. It's 50-50, I would say. So if they I think Little Mermaid would be the one to tip it in the better column. Hopefully.
Okay. Domingo, do you care? Do you have a horse in this race? Does it matter to you?
To be honest, I mean, I haven't really thought about going to see it. I might, but I don't know.
Candace says I have high expectation. Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, I get that.
Yeah, I do think. I mean, I probably will see it eventually, but I don't know. Really.
Oh, I'll definitely see it when it comes to like Disney Plus or something like that. I'll definitely watch it regardless when it comes there. Whether
I'm going to see it in the theater.
If there's an IMAX release for this, I definitely want to see it. Yeah.
I would like to take. There's a possibility for me that this live action film is in a place for Disney where the original animated Little Mermaid was for Disney when this came out. They were like on a slump. They were on like a lull of like, these animated films aren't quite hitting. We don't quite have the rhythm. And I think that what they have done with the live action films, the ones they hit really well with, like Beauty and the Beast, they basically just, it is basically
copy and paste.
Yeah.
The animated film.
Right.
Jungle Book is almost shot for shot the animated film. The ones that go away from that, like Mulan, like Lion King. Lion King is also almost shot for shot.
I remember you saying that it just felt like, I guess you didn't feel it because it felt like a documentary or something.
They tried to make it like a nature documentary.
Yeah, I remember.
So there are a lot of moments that just aren't hit with like music in the background and other pieces of animation in the background because they try to make it look so real that like the only reason why nature documentaries aren't boring is because David Attenborough is talking you through them.
Mm-hmm.
And if David Attenborough had been talking you through The Lion King, that joint would have been fire. Like literally, if it was like little Simba is approaching and is about to pounce, like it would have been like, yeah, like you know what I mean? Like they gave it that look and that feel without giving it the piece that makes those work, which is having somebody narrate for you what is happening. And when you're watching an animated film, if you watch the animated Lion King, the same things happen, but there's music that plays in the background and the score that helps to do that for you. And you don't have that there. There's also like music like that behind David Attenborough talking about what's going on as well. So it's different. I think that there's potential here that if they're smart and they've been paying attention, they'll do this almost shot for shot like the movie, though if there's a kaiju Ursula at the end of this live action joint, I think I'm gonna lose it.
Oh, that joint
shot for shot.
It's gonna be there. That joint could be jockey.
That'll be a mistake.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really looking forward to just at least in the trailer just seeing Melissa McCarthy's Ursula. I really want to see that.
Yeah, no doubt. But if they put a giant Melissa,
you're getting the kaiju. You're getting the kaiju in here
on top of the sea, and they stab her with a boat.
Yes.
And then Eric magically appears on the beach.
Yes, all of it.
It's gonna be garbage. It's gonna be garbage.
But here you're gonna have people mad if it doesn't do that. What you mean? You explain how he got on the beach?
No, it won't. Not if they do it right. Not if they do it right.
Yeah, I think it'll be something like the whirlwind that she fell into. He kind of flies out somewhere. You don't know where the fuck he goes. That might
give us something.
Yeah.
They, like there are things in this movie that need to be fixed that you couldn't do then or whatever. this is an opportunity for them to fix the few mistakes that exist in this movie as it is. Look, we're gonna wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for hanging out in the chat, for chilling with us, for commenting, for going back and forth with us, for starting hashtags.
Yes. Put the hashtag up, Zayna for Flounder.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I had a good time. I feel like this is a good discussion. We had fun. We talked about a lot of stuff. You know, look, I wanna thank Domingo for coming through, Sin, Frosty. I want to thank Jokes for messing up the stream. Love you, Jokes. Yeah, and again, I want to thank all y'all for hanging out with us. This has been your discussion on the Little Mermaid Loading Snacks Movie Club, movie of the month for September. Man, 2022, bro.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Almost over.
It's almost over, y'all. Save Flounder from the Gage slander.
There we go.
Justice for Jokes.
Yeah.
Now that I like, but again, they're just gonna think you trying to save Chris Rock from Will Smith. They're not gonna know.
Oh
no. It was just a joke. That's what's gonna happen. So one more time, thank y'all for hanging out with us. Again, just because you have a well thought out plan doesn't make it a good idea. With that, we're out. Toodles and loos. Wiggly arms! Tentacles do like this. Oh man, so good.
That was silly.
I'm gonna hit end stream on mine because it's
still going.
That's
still
what it
there.
did. Like that's what it did to me when we was on the last time.